You asked for a Carlsen game with the Evans Gambit, and we delivered. Well, actually, technically, it was thanks to Casablanca Chess that delivered this, because the way that Casablanca Chess works, as was played in this game between Carlsen against Anand, two past world champions, is they basically forced them to play out all of these moves that were played in this famous Chigorin Steinitz game from World Championship match. But it's always interesting to see that, yeah, even the world's best players, like when thrown in unfamiliar territory, can start to make some little mistakes, even though it was Carlsen who ultimately got the last laugh. So in this position, if you were thinking, well, Max, can't we just play d take c5 and just regain the pawn immediately? Yeah, you can do that, and that's probably what White should have done. So congratulations, you already played better than Carlsen. But Carlsen went for a bit of a different approach. Maybe he felt that this sort of position would be a bit too easy for Black to untangle or something. It's hard to say, but in the game, White plays knight to a3 with ideas of trying to swing that knight over to set up a little bit of a fork. Black played knight a5, but it actually might have been better just to play e takes d4, and then play the move queen g6, just kind of clearing the way for the bishop and by extension the rook to get into the game. Because if Black gets a piece of the game, he has a pawn up ultimately. So this is probably how Black should approach it, but knight a5 was played instead. And yeah, even here it's not too late actually to play the move of e takes d4. And yeah, while you guys see, hitting the like and subscribe button, let's make this a fun little puzzle. What would you play for Black in this position here? This is not what happened in the game. I just find this a really instructive example of unassuming thinking. Because most of you watching this are probably thinking, oh yeah, we should just move the knight, and it's like not really a decision to your mind. But actually the key move is to play queen b4. It's good to look for the counterattacks in chess when defending especially. And yeah, in this way, we're able to get the queens off and, White still has good compensation. You do have a pretty strong center. But Black has a reasonably solid position. The knights can kind of reorganize a little bit, and Black will be alright essentially. But after knight ec6, actually it's funny, like during this game, like Giri and Caruana were kind of making jokes that like Chigorin and Steins were playing it better than like the modern like world champions. But okay, it's also true that Giri and Caruana had the engines running, which obviously these guys didn't during the game. Yeah, this position d5 is actually a really good move. When knight d8, bishop e2, and it's really hard for Black to develop the queenside pieces. Like you really want to play d6, but your queen's in the way, and if you go queen g6, you're running into like bishop e7, and you can even just lose a piece very easily if you're not careful here as Black. Because if they do play queen e4, like you sort of have a few little tricks available where you can kind of get their queen off eventually, like h3 and this sort of thing, and at the right moment, like the knight will just drop off on a5. Instead, White played the move d takes c5. And again, if Black plays queen g6, he's probably going to be okay here, because even though material's equal, Black can kind of free himself with d6, and say the bishop pair will count for something after like knight c4 first. But instead, the move queen to c5 was played, and this also makes a very nice puzzle actually, which I have to admit I didn't actually get this one right when I tried to solve it. Like I was really stumped. So this one might challenge you guys as well. If you want to just go to the answer, you're certainly welcome to. But yeah, a very beautiful move that Carlsen found here is the move of rook to d5. Forcing Black to take a pawn with check. Normally taking a pawn check is good, but not here because actually the Black queen is running very short of squares. If you play like d6, for example, White will just go like rook f1, queen b2, and now a very nice move here is rook to b5, and we just snap that trap shut on the Black queen. Queen just has absolutely nowhere to go in this position, and so White will win. The game saw queen b2 instead, but rook b1. The queen is still trapped. If you go like rook queen f2, rook f1, we're just going to go back to the same thing that we saw before with the queen getting trapped. With rook b5 and bishop d2, as it were. In the game, Black played rook queen a3, like sacking the queen for two pieces, but the result was never really in doubt. Okay, I'll admit this is a very nice trick, where you either win two pieces for rook that way, or knight d5 trying to do a bit of counter trick, but rook c6 just showing off, and when the dust settles, like Black is just going to be down a piece basically, and therefore Anand just resigned in. Well, actually even more than that because we pick up the exchange as well, but yeah, in this position Anand just resigned. So, very fun game. Quite a short one, but definitely a lot of action. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite move or favorite part of this game. And yeah, I'll be back with some more training videos in, the next days. Trying to do one a day for you guys to give you some good quality Grandmaster training content. Yeah, I will see you in the next one. Take care.